Good morning, everybody. My camera is very precarious right now, so we're gonna hope that this makes it through the entire video. Just got some pens and shit stacked up here, so hopefully it doesn't fall. Also, I'm right above concrete, so if it falls, it will die. Ahem. Okay, number one change. This. It's not exactly the color I was hoping for, but it's a good color, nevertheless. So, and kind of on that same topic, we're going to be talking about self-growth and how over time things that you didn't appreciate before kind of, I don't know, come to have more meaning, I guess, or just small things that you wanted to change and then kind of forgot about, probably changed without you knowing anyway. So this morning, I've always had, and this is kind of personal, but I've always had a real bad problem with acne, as you can tell. Not today, because I put on makeup. But as of normal, I have a really bad problem with it, and when I was younger, I had it all over my back. Like crazy. It was very painful and it left a lot of scars. And then today, I was in the shower and I was like, wow, all of my back acne kind of went away. And it was such a big problem for such a long time. And I tried everything I could to try and get rid of it and it never went away. So now, after I stopped trying so hard, it just went away on its own. And I know this doesn't sound like very, wonderful thing, but it is to me because it was something that I fought with for a really long time. And neighbors again. So it's kind of one of those things that I just forgot about and it happened anyway. And I've kind of noticed that small things have been doing that lately anyway. I've gotten a lot more confident with myself, but that's going to be a whole nother video, because there's an awful lot to cover with that topic. Anyhow, as most of you know, I'm not a very confident person. At least, that's what I think. I've been told a lot that I'm very confident. It's just, it's fake. Fake it till you make it, I guess, and I still haven't made it, so there's that. And I don't know. I didn't make a list of all the small things that I'd noticed. And without going into my other video, which I'm not really ready to do yet, I'm not going to cover a lot of those things. I just thought that it was one of those kind of, what is it? Unique kind of, I'm losing the word. Anyway, one of those things. Not karma, but like, it's just the universe telling you you should not worry so much about small shit. And then, something's going to happen one way or another that, it's not a problem anymore. And that you're stressed out way too much about small shit. And that's true for basically every walk of life or every problem that you have. The thing is that everybody's problems are so small in the scheme of the world that if you actually sit down and think about it, that bug right there probably has a million things that he's worried about, but to us, he just looks like a bug. And so to something else, because I am a firm believer of the, end of the Men in Black movie, where the aliens playing with marbles that is the universe, to someone else, we're just a small bug. And we don't have, all of our problems are extremely insignificant in the scheme of things. Even though it seems like, a make or break thing, that the world could come crashing down around us if, we don't get the promotion, or we don't get an interview, or, our car breaks down. I guess what I'm trying to say is, even though it's hard, and especially for me, because I'm a freaking overthinking Virgo, to just let go of shit and kind of let it figure its way out. figure itself out, because it will, and it might take a really long time, like the problem that I was having with my skin. This was probably 4 years ago now that it was a really big problem, and I've kind of just forgotten about it because I had bigger problems to worry about. And I mean, I remember it was only a couple months ago when I was super worried about actually getting a house, and I was super worried about actually getting a job, and then, you know, it kind of came. It was slow, but it did come. And now, as soon as you've finished with one problem, you've got 1,000 more things to worry about. Like, now that I have a job, I'm not getting enough hours. Now that I have enough hours, I'm worried about not getting enough time off. It's just a never-ending cycle. So, the one thing that I guess is really important is, you know, don't stress too much. It's unhealthy, and things are gonna work out one way or another anyway. You can choose to be miserable and wallow in the things that, you know, you are worried about. Yeah, some stuff does need to be worried about, but only to the point where, you know, you can't do anything else. If you've tried your hardest and you have stuff lined up, and, you know, you went to the interviews and you searched and searched for your house, and there's nothing else you can do, just let it go, because something's going to happen one way or the other, and you just have to be really patient, because in the scheme of things, excuse me, in the scheme of things, the universe is really big, and, you know, a month for us is like a second in universe time, I guess. That's why a lot of stuff takes longer than you expect it to take, is because, you know, your perception of time is not the same. You know, like, trees and turtles live to be hundreds of years old, and to them, you know, it could have been a lot shorter of a time. It was just perception of time. And, you know, some animals, that was a bee, some animals don't even live to be that old, which is really sad, but at the same time, they had their entire lives, and they treated it like our entire lifespan because they don't know any different. So, you know, if your dog lives to be 14, they had a good 150-year-old life, or thereabouts. So, I've been super sick the last couple of days, again. So, yes, that's my message to you. And kind of my message to myself, because I have a hard time doing it also. So, anyhow, that was your Self-Love Sunday tips. And I hope you kind of chill out and just let things happen. I hope good things happen for you. I mean, I'm not saying, you know, bad shit happens and that you have to be like the Christian way of thinking it's all part of God's plan. Well, I don't agree with that. I think, you know, yes, bad stuff happens. Really bad stuff happens. I'm not saying it's making way for good things to happen, but everything, honestly, is just a matter of balance, and I don't know. I can't really talk about the philosophy of that at the moment because it would take a long time. This video would be 40 minutes long by the time I got done with my philosophy of the universe. So, anyhow, before I dawdle on for another hour and a half, this is actually coffee today. Okay, well, that's it for today. Or for now, at least. I might come back in a few minutes. My plants are doing really well, by the way. Just to get something a little lighter off my chest. Alrighty, well, I hope you guys have a good Sunday, and that good things are coming your way. So, blessed be.